Hello, everybody. Vasu Vada Party. I know I said 5 o'clock Eastern, but it's 5:22 on the East Coast, 2:22 on the West Coast. This is the Make the Money and Run podcast minute for June 15th, 2021. June 15th, a very significant day in Major League Baseball. Until about 10, 15 years ago, something like that. Somebody can find us on social media or send us an email, Facebook, YouTube Live. If you're watching us right now on YouTube Live or Facebook, absolutely download us and watch us every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific. We'll notate anytime we do these podcast minutes, the Make the Money and Run podcast minutes. You can download and subscribe anywhere: Apple, Google, iHeart, Spotify, SoundCloud, and anywhere you see the logo up there. Make the Money and Run. Casey Freelove on assignment, Charlie O on assignment. I'm here on June 15th. What's so significant about June 15th? In the old days of Major League Baseball, not that long ago, 10 years, this was the day of the trade deadline, the last day you could make trades without having to go through waivers in Major League Baseball. Well, 10 years ago, teams were saying to the league and to the players union, we can't make trades on June 15th. It's too early to make these decisions about how teams are going, because where is your team on June 15th? They're either in last place or first place or somewhere in the middle, but you don't know if you're going to go on a run. And if you make a trade that ends up being bad for you, then it's all bad from that standpoint. So July 31st is the trade deadline, the new non-waiver trade deadline. Anything after July 31st, players have to go through waivers. That's a whole different ballgame. We'll explain that on July 31st. Happy baseball birthdays to my former neighbor, Detroit Tigers catcher Lance Parrish, Johnny B. Baker, otherwise known in baseball worlds as in Dusty Baker. His birthday today, and he's doing a great job with the Astros. The Astros bats are doing a great job as well, too. What a night in the NBA. How about those Philadelphia 76ers? The series tied 2 games apiece with the Atlanta Hawks. Are you kidding me? You can't blow an 18-point lead, especially if you have the Sixers laying 3.5 points. That's ridiculous. Doc Rivers called it hero ball. Ever since they had the 18-point lead, it ended up being turnovers, 12 turnovers from the point they had the 18-point lead to the end of the game. It was ridiculous to watch, especially if you had the Sixers. If you're the Hawks fans, you loved it. They got the shots that they made. Kevin Huerter, Trae Young, obviously. Capella matched up with Embiid, which we thought might happen in the series, but it wasn't happening for a while. 60-42, the biggest lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. A total shocker that not only they blew the 18-point lead, didn't cover the 3 or 3.5 that you had, and ended up losing the game outright. Now this thing has to go to 6, and I'm sure Doc Rivers did not want that. He did call it hero ball for a reason, and that's exactly what happened. So Game 5 will be, let's see, today's Tuesday. I'm going to say it's Wednesday or Thursday night. Tonight, the only game in the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets, who James Harden says he's going to play tonight. James Harden going to play tonight for Game 5. He was out for the series. We reported yesterday that he wasn't going to be available for Game 5. Well, he's coming back today, and believe me, Kevin Durant is happy as anyone can be. I'm not laying 4 points for Milwaukee. That was the line when both Harden and Irving were out of the game to start, but now it's gone down to 2.5 for Milwaukee. I'm still not sure I'm going to lay 2.5 to Milwaukee, because even if James Harden is a decoy, he's the best passer on that team. He's a triple threat without a doubt. Kevin Durant's a great shooter, and Irving has an ankle injury, looked terrible the other day. So a 2.5-point spread for the Brooklyn Nets. I'm sorry, 2.5-point underdog spread for the Brooklyn Nets. I like them to win the game. In the West, the Phoenix Suns, we told you yesterday, Casey and I did, they swept 4-0 over Denver. They're waiting for the winner of the Utah Clippers series. How about those Clippers? They got a big win last night. Game did not go over. It looked like it was going to go over. Actually, it looked like it was going to go under. 222.5 at 30-13 in the first. And sure enough, they ended up scoring a ton of points, 68 points in the second quarter, 63 in the fourth, 50 in the third, and it ended up at 220. And then teams nowadays, when they know things are on the line from an over-under standpoint or opponent spread standpoint, they end up sitting on the ball, taking a shot clock violation, and then it's incumbent upon the other team to take a shot clock violation. Not good if you have the over 222.5, but those are the breaks, and that's the way it goes. Major League Baseball, the San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres. San Diego Padres lost to Colorado. I am on the anti-Padres bandwagon right now, because the Padres have not proven to me that they're a good team. Their bullpen is really good, but they cannot get to the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning to get a lead to that bullpen. Mark Melancon has been perfect, but you got to believe that the Padres are better than what they are, but they're not right now. They're 4 back of the Giants. The Giants got to win after their bats went cold for 5 days. They got to win against Arizona. Alex Wood is 6-2, 6-3 now, as they beat the Diamondbacks, who have lost 19 straight road games. You know when the last win was for the Arizona Diamondbacks on the road? Madison Bumgarner. Sorry about that. Madison Bumgarner's no-hitter, 7-inning no-hitter, which they don't even call a no-hitter. It's a notable achievement in Major League Baseball standards. Madison Bumgarner's no-hitter on April 25th, the last road win for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've lost 11 in a row to begin with. They're 0-10 in their last 10. Obviously, they've lost 11 in a row. So the Arizona Diamondbacks, with good players on their team, you look at that roster, Ketel Marte, Carson Kelly behind the plate. Eduardo Escobar is third in the National League and runs batted in. They've got players on that team. Their bullpen is horrible. They blew 2 leads against the Angels over the weekend. Their starting pitching is not very good either. Bumgarner's been hurt, but their starting pitching is not very good. They're starting guys like Joe Duplantier, who had a 10 ERA against the Angels on Sunday. It was no contest for the Angels, who were red hot coming into the weekend. And then yesterday they get beat by 8-5 score by the A's. The A's have won 5 in a row. They swept the Kansas City Royals over the weekend. So it's interesting to see how baseball is turning right now. You can go back to our Monday broadcast with Casey and I, and you can see the actual breakdowns of how baseball has gone going into the week. But lots of games to talk about. So the Giants won, the Padres lost, the Dodgers won last night as well. So they're 1 game back of the Giants. The Padres are now 4 games back of the Giants, and they're not even going to make the wild card. If the season ended today, it would be between Milwaukee and Chicago in the Central as to who gets the second wild card team. So all this talk about the Padres being the number 2 team in baseball coming into the year, stop it. Hit the ball first, catch the ball first, throw the ball first, then tell me that you're going to be part of the entire situation here in the playoffs. I know it's June 15th and it's not trade deadline day, but the Padres have to do something if they're going to get back in it. Boston Red Sox got a win last night against the Toronto Blue Jays, 2-1 with a game winner in the bottom of the 9th against Rafael Devers against the Blue Jays closer, Michael Dolis. It was 1-0 going to the 9th. And that man, again, I've talked about him for about 2 weeks. Vladimir Guerrero hit the game-tying home run in the top of the 9th inning to make it 1-1. Vladimir Guerrero, by the way, if you don't know who he is, he's the son of Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero that played for the Expos, the Angels, the Rangers, etc. He is a Hall of Famer, and he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. But right now, the way his son's playing, he's going to surpass everything that his dad did. Vladimir Guerrero leading the American League in batting average, leading the American League in home runs, leading the American League in RBIs. You know what they call that, folks, from the old days? They call that the Triple Crown, not the Sabermetrics Triple Crown, the actual Triple Crown. So the Toronto Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero, the hottest hitter on the planet right now, they've got the Yankees tonight at home, which is Buffalo. Hyun-Jin Ryu going to go against Jordan Montgomery. The Yankees just got swept by the Phillies. Excuse me. They're 8.5 back of the Tampa Bay Rays, who continue to win. Sorry, guys. The Tampa Bay Rays continue to win, the best record in baseball. They had Baltimore over the weekend, so that was an easy win for them. Let me check out Facebook here and see what's going on Facebook here. Taylor Phillips, Jennifer Jane, thank you very much for watching right now. It's a short show, but I just wanted to give you a quick update on baseball. We'll give you Casey's and my picks in a few minutes, so hold on. If you have any friends that are in the wagering industry or like to bet, feel free to do so. I also want to see what people that like to wager. I'm doing this self-serving. If you give a homeless guy $2 on the street, is that good karma so that I can win my bets tonight? That's probably what it's not intended for, but I'm going to go with that as far as karma. So we'll see if that works for me tonight. I'll give you my picks later in the world-famous picks segment. But the Toronto Blue Jays split with the Red Sox. They're in third place. They've moved ahead of the Yankees, who got swept by the Phillies. The Red Sox are in second place. They're 3 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays. They've had a tough weekend. Their pitching's not very good. The Central Division, the White Sox lost to the Rays. That's a good series. 2 first-place teams, the American League Central, the American League East. Chicago with Lance Lynn last night, who was 7-1. They lost, so he's 7-2, but the White Sox still putting up good numbers. They've got a good lead on the Indians in the American League Central, and the A's won again. They beat Anaheim last night, the LA Angels of Anaheim, the LA Angels, whatever they're called now, and they have a lead over the Astros. They picked up a half game on the Astros, so it's interesting to see. My games yesterday, Washington-Pittsburgh, under 9 covered. Cincinnati won at Milwaukee. San Francisco won, so that's 3 wins. Toronto lost, Minnesota lost, and the over 223.5 for the Clippers lost. So 3-3 yesterday. Not where I want to be. It should have been 4-2 either with the Clippers game or the Blue Jays should have won. So we'll see how that goes. Casey had the money line on the Sixers. That blew up in his face. The first 5 for the Cardinals, they won. The first 5 for the Rays, they won. So KC 2-3 yesterday. What else is going on in Major League Baseball? The National League West we talked about. National League Central, the Cubs and Brewers. Cubs lost yesterday. The Brewers lost yesterday. So they're still tied atop. But the Cincinnati Reds have moved ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals. And now they picked up a game. They're 4 back of both the Brewers and the Cubs in the Central Division of the National League. And St. Louis, who won yesterday, was able to pick up a game on them too. But they're still a game back of Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati had that advantage after sweeping St. Louis 2 weekends ago in St. Louis in 4 straight. So that's what's going on in baseball. I'm not going to put a bet on the hockey tonight. I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. They lost, surprisingly, to the Islanders on Sunday in Game 1 at home, and they're a $1.90 favorite tonight. 5 is the total for the game. That's pretty low for a hockey playoff game, but Vasilevsky and the Islanders' defensemen have been protecting their goaltender pretty well, and the fact that the Islanders got a 2-1 win, they had a 2-0 lead. Tampa Bay got a goal late, but they weren't able to get the tying goal. So that's what's going on in hockey. Vegas last night, a 4-1 victory over Montreal. Vegas, 1-0 series. They play tomorrow night. The under hit for Joe Madden in the Hustle and Grind group. I liked Vegas. It was a heavy line to play, minus 255, so I didn't do it, but I would have taken Vegas if that was the case. So you can catch us every Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 4:15 Eastern. Casey Freelev, Charlie O, and myself right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. If you missed any of the podcast, live on Facebook and on YouTube, you can download, subscribe, rate, and review anywhere you get your podcast. We're on social media, Facebook and YouTube, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeart, and Google Podcasts as well too. So that's what we're going with right now. Thursday, Charlie and I will be there, and then we'll have a full house on Friday as we review the week in baseball, the NBA playoffs, and also a little bit about the NHL. Some football stuff to talk about real quick. Stephon Gilmore, the All-Pro for the Patriots, did not report to mandatory camp for the New England Patriots. That's pretty surprising. We know how Bill Belichick is, and he says we're going to work with the players that they have there. But I'm sure he's a little miffed Stephon Gilmore didn't show up. Aaron Rodgers, we know the Aaron Rodgers story. He didn't show up as well. And then that's the main story of Stephon Gilmore. There was one other story that I had, but I couldn't remember. I saw it on SportsCenter. So I'm not perfect. I don't remember everything. But I just want you to know that Make the Money and Run is here for you as far as picking winners. You check out that logo up there, and you can download and subscribe anywhere you get. All right, let's get to Casey's picks here. We'll have a couple of minutes left. I don't want to make this a full deal. Casey 5-3 last week, as we said. He had yesterday, so 2-1 yesterday. So he's 7-4 in the last 11 games. Today he's got the Milwaukee Bucks minus 2.5. I don't know, Casey. That's going to be pretty tough. If you're watching right now on Facebook, maybe you can send a comment back to me. But Milwaukee minus 2.5 with Harden back. That's going to be tough to lay. Pittsburgh Pirates at the Washington Nationals. Tyler Anderson, Patrick Corbin, who's had a rough year with the Nationals. So Casey's going to go with the first 5 innings, which is a bet. You can go. It's like first halves in basketball, first halves in football. This is the first half for baseball. The Pirates' first 5 innings, plus 145, a good price. So Casey's looking for Brian Reynolds and Kevin Newman and those Pittsburgh Pirates offensive bats to get going early against the left-hander Patrick Corbin. All right, for me, I'm going with 3 baseball games right now. The Mets, Taijuan Walker, 2.08 ERA. Not Jacob deGrom ERA, but 2.08. Very impressive. They've got the Cubs again tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays. Yankees suck right now. I don't like to use the word suck, but they suck right now. And there's a lot of Yankees fans out there that are on this podcast. 128 for Hyun-Jin Ryu against the left-hander Jordan Montgomery. Not really a great line for Hyun-Jin Ryu. He's struggled a little bit, but he's the ace of the staff. And you know why I like the Blue Jays? Not only because they only scored 1 run yesterday, Vladimir Guerrero, the hottest player on the planet right now. They play in Buffalo where there's a lot of home runs being given up, yielded, as they say. 8 home runs the Blue Jays hit on Sunday in Fenway Park. It's because the Blue Jays tear up left-handed pitching. Yankees bullpen, nothing. Look what Philadelphia did to him over the weekend. Philadelphia has nowhere near the offense the Toronto Blue Jays have in that small park. So the Yankees bats got to get going. You never see Aaron Boone get mad, but you could see he was perturbed on Sunday after the press conference when they lost to the Philadelphia Phillies. The Atlanta Braves, 115. They've got the Red Sox coming in. Red Sox bats cold. But Tucker Davidson, the left-hander, going to go against the Red Sox today. Might be a bad bet right there. That's the only one that I'm worried about a little bit. Then the later games, we might post it later if we have later games to go. And now that I know James Harden's playing, but check the injury list, this is a per James Harden deal. If he's not playing, the game doesn't count for me right there. But the New Jersey Nets, the Brooklyn Nets plus 2.5 against the Bucks, looking to take a 3-2 series lead in Brooklyn tonight. Everybody, all the fans will be there. It has been a big day in New York. No masks allowed there. Hey, California, today's June 15th. We have the option to not wear masks, although individual businesses have the right to refuse service. If you don't wear a mask and they require you to wear a mask, you don't want to break the law and you want to respect other people that still may be afflicted or is possibility of getting to it. The percentages are low, but you want to make sure that you still respect the business and respect the other people that are out there, even if you don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask, but I'm not an idiot and I'm not going to break the law and I'm not going to offend other people. That's just me. So we'll figure that part out later. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm Vassy Vadaparty. You got our picks for today. Again, you can catch us Thursdays, Fridays, Mondays. Make the Money and Run podcast, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. If you miss any of it, including the worldwide famous pick segment at the end of the show, download and subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. For Casey Freelev on assignment, Charlie O on assignment. We may see you tomorrow for a podcast minute, but if not, Thursday with Charlie O, myself and Charlie O, 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific. Have a great afternoon. I got to get to a ball game in San Francisco. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Good luck on your games, and give a homeless guy $1 and see if that helps your bets. I say it does, so I did that for a little bit today. All right. Have a great afternoon. Good luck with your games. We will see you soon. Take care.